All right, on this episode of Bare Knuckle Bowker, very excited to be chatting with an individual competing at BKB 38, which goes down on May the 4th. We've got that vacant BKB Light Heavyweight world title on the line in a champ versus champ match that looks very exciting as Kevin Greenwood and Marko Martinjak get out there, and very excited to have Marko on the show. How are you doing, man? You having a solid day so far?
Yeah, I'm good. It's raining, but it's okay. How are you?
Yeah, no, doing good, man. And just, I mean, what a massive matchup for sure. I mean, you have so many title accolades anyway, but like, what would it mean to, cement yourself as the light heavyweight champion after like, the BKB super middleweight title distinctions, Police Gazette gold in the cruiserweight ranks, etc.
Yeah, I'm the former BKB cruiserweight champion, like 6 years ago, and it's nice to again fight for another world title, and I'm very excited about that. Kevin is a good boxer, and it's gonna be a competitive match because we both have boxing skills in us, and that's it. I can't wait to fight.
Yeah, and it must be exciting to, I mean, as much as like the Hatch trilogy was exciting and caught a lot of people's attention, I'm sure it's also fun to have like just, a different opponent to prepare for as well. Is that kind of the case?
Yeah, last wait, it was March, it was June, and it was January. So last year I only preparing for Hedge, so and spar with MMA guys, And now I had one legend of Croatian boxing, Ivica Bachurin, who sparred with me. He is like 250 amateur fights and 51 in professional boxing. He fought Tony Bellew, Joe Joyce, Dillian White, and I think my game improved with the sparrings with him, and you will see much better and much faster and everything better Marko Martinjak in next fight.
Yeah, it was cool you referenced that work. That was something I was noticing. And I also saw you were getting in work with Goran Reljić, who's also a former BKB champion. So good work all around, it seems.
Yeah, Goran, we were supposed to fight by extreme boxing rules here in Zagreb in my hometown, but we didn't accept that fight because 28 days from that fight is gonna be fight against Kevin, so we didn't want some injuries, and we just want to keep healthy and safe for this fight. This fight is bigger than that. So, and Goran is a very good friend of mine. And after I said I will not fight him, he started to train with me, couple of sparring sessions, because he fought a bare knuckle fight in Golden Fight, and unfortunately he lost to one Bosnian guy, and that's it. I thank them, both of them, Ivica and Goran, to participate in my preparations for a fight against Kevin.
Yeah, and talking about the fact that it's a bit of an opponent switch after focusing on one individual for so long, it seems like you're kind of looking at this fight as if it'll be more of like a technical boxing bout. Like obviously it's like a bare knuckle fight, but more oriented to like that kind of range and stylistic consideration, I guess.
Yeah, but listen, this is Kev's fourth fight in the bare knuckle. It's mine 12th, so I have a much bigger experience than him, and I think that my youth, my experience, my game plan is gonna be uh, better on that night, and we're gonna win. I don't underestimate Kev. He's a good guy. He's a good boxer, and like you said, it's gonna be technical, tactical fight. I like to see that like a chess match with no gloves.
Yeah, and I mean, you've been fighting with BKB for a while, like as much as the bare knuckle bouts stand out as far as like the total amount. I mean, like fighting on the promotion's like first ever event and stuff like that. Like, how much has it really grown since then? I mean, it seems like the scale of it has gotten a lot bigger since then.
A lot bigger. I said that in September 2022 when I bring one of my guys to fight. He isn't with me anymore. He doesn't fight. And when I saw promotion and everything around it, I said, man, I have to come back. And my plan wasn't to come back to fighting, but you are born as a fighter. You can't, kako se kaže postati? You can't become a fighter. You are born as a fighter, and that's it. I'm a fighter all my life. I'm like right now. I'm like 28 years in martial arts, starting with Taekwondo and boxing and kickboxing, Muay Thai. So I said to Luca, I have to come back. I think the new contract there then with Jim and Joe, and I'm now where I am now.
Yeah, for sure, man. And you were referencing like the fact that you think Kevin is like a capable boxer and stuff like that. And you said he's a good guy. I mean, you did reference the experience advantage, which definitely is a big factor. But I guess I'm curious to get your thoughts on maybe what you've seen of him so far. I mean, the BKB British heavyweight champion, and he has that 2-0-1 run right now with that one draw being in like a British cruiserweight title fight. Like, what do you think of his overall BKB run so far from what you've seen?
He's 2-0-1. He has 2 wins and 1 draw. Listen, let's fight against Maida. That is not. That isn't. It's funny, because Maida. We everything know about Maida, and Kev is a boxer, and Maida fell from the left jab. I never fell from left jab, and he didn't enter the third round. He surrendered. I think that Kev's best fight was against Bradley Scott. I was there. I was watching it live. It was a great fight. And I think that Kev, from that fight, from fight with Bradley, he grown up. And he's much better fighter today than he was then.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup. And obviously, the focus is paramount on this one, but just curious if maybe you might have caught this because I saw Jim Freeman talking to Bare Knuckle News, and he was talking about how, I guess, continuing the BYB versus BKB partnership, like one of the matchups he might be potentially keen on is having yourself fight against Gustavo Trujillo. Like, is that something that you caught wind of? And I guess, what are your thoughts on that?
Gustavo is a great fighter. He's undefeated, and he won against Lorenzo Hunt, BKFC champion. And I would like to fight him, but I think that he is like 270 pounds. It's like 115 kilos, I think so. So I'm right now like 95, 96 kilos. So if he must cut down because I can't go so much up. It's too much, man. But he is a great fighter, and something that I would like. But personally, for me, I would like to fight Uly Diaz somewhere in the future.
That's interesting. I mean, he's a very exciting fighter, obviously, but what is it about Uly Diaz that intrigues you as a potential future opponent?
He is a big star in America, and if you want to build your legacy, you have to build it on the great names, not on the bums. And Uly is a great guy. We spoke when we were in Pembroke Pines, and he also congratulations me after my fight. And he have a huge fan base, and I think it's going to be a huge marketing. And if I win against him, big scale up for me.
And one of the things I think that maybe doesn't go recognized enough in this whole BYB versus BKB crossover, like I obviously think it's great the two promotions are collaborating, but I feel like sometimes people discount the fact that there's some pretty significant differences between the rules, like whether it's like the same day weigh-ins versus the day before, or the fact that one rule set allows the clinching, and the fact that one's in like a more compact trigon kind of space. Like, it just shows the gamesmanship, I guess, on your end. The fact that you're just like, oh yeah, I'll fight in the trigon and you can clinch me, like whatever. But I guess it speaks to what you were saying before with like the broader martial arts experience over so many years, right?
Yeah, but listen, personally, for me, it's the best that weigh-in is on the day of the fight, because I think when you look at the Hatch, our second fight, he weighed 88.2 kilograms. I was like 88.4, and next day he had like 98 kilos. For me, that is cheating. And I said, if you want to fight, look at the UFC guys. Poatan. He entered next day. He fight like he was like 93 kilos, and the next day he was like 108. For me, that is not good because I don't cut weight like MMA fighters, and that is not good for health, for your kidneys overall. And the best thing is the fight, the weigh-in is on a fight day, because you can't gain so much weight because you have only a couple of hours until the event starts.
Yeah, I guess it's more representative of what your actual weight is because, yeah, I feel like we see so much of that. I think even in the boxing world, I think I'd seen Ryan Garcia, who was contracted at like an 140-pound weight. I think he ended up ballooning up to like 160 or something like that. So, yeah, it's just kind of an interesting sort of landscape with that kind of stuff. I get why you would be more keen on like the day of kind of weigh-ins and stuff like that, more representative of what the actual body type and size is, I would think.
Yeah, because many of the guys will be like heavier weight class, like Paulo Costa. He fight middleweight and he is walking around like 95. He will be light heavyweight if he fight. If you understand what I want to mean. The best thing about BKB is the weigh-in on the same day. That is the best thing, and it's boxing rules. If you hold on a clinch, the ref is gonna separate you immediately.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Just again, I guess like shows the gamesmanship that you're also down to fight in the BYB rule set. I've been kind of thinking of this a little more lately, though. Like, would you like to see the inverse happen more so, where like some of the BYB guys fight under the BKB rule set as part of the crossover, I guess?
I think the BYB guys doesn't want to fight on the BKB rules. Only guy who I know was Chad Kelly. He fought against Holmes and fought against me in the BKB rules. And everybody else, we were going to the BYB. But for me, I don't give a damn. If you want to fight me in a trigon, in a normal ring, or in octagon, I will fight you.
Yeah, well, you seem game for whatever. Like I saw an interview you did recently where you seemed to indicate interest in like karate combat and power slap. So it seems like you're down for whatever.
Yeah, I would like to fight in karate combat. I hear they pay very good money, and I have a kickboxing. I was the former world championship in full contact in kickboxing. I have pedigree also for that, so why not?
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Just some exciting, interesting options for you. But I mean, chief among them, this upcoming BKB fight. And I mean, your record of not going the distance in any bare knuckle bout definitely speaks for itself. Like, do we see that trend continuing in this fight coming up on May 4th?
Listen, I always say, win is the win. On the points or with the KO, win is a win. You don't look. You don't look in a horse shoes, in horse mouth when somebody gives to you. We have something like in Croatian. It's better to say, but win is a win. Win is always win. Look at the Filip Hrgović against that China guy. Win is the win. He won. Everybody thought that Chinese guy he won.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, I guess that mentality
Win
probably.
Is a win.
Yeah.
It's right to me on my record. Win. I don't give a damn. But I hope so. It's gonna be a KO or a doctor stoppage because I want to be 10-10. I have now 9 wins and 9 KOs.
Well, that probably helps to a degree. Like, you don't want to be probably too preoccupied with that. And then maybe that's like your sole focus in the fight. Like, you want to be strategic and adapt with where the fight might go. So that makes sense for sure.
Yeah, I fight basically on my instincts. No, I have a game plan, always have a good game plan, but I fight on my instincts. And I am always in excellent shape. For this fight, I'm in the best shape ever. So I can fight 7 rounds or I can fight 1 round. My friend who is fighting for glory, Antonio Paz, but he said I only prepare myself for the first round.
No, it's awesome. I mean, hugely exciting fight coming up. I guess like one of the last things I wanted to touch on though, because I noticed you got to do a motivational speech at St. Ivan Jankomir Hospital and everything like that. And you were talking about just, some problems that, people have had in their lives and just like using that platform to speak in a motivational kind of sense. And, people got to ask you about like what you've done in combat sports and things like that. I guess I'm just curious to get your thoughts on that experience and just some more details on that.
Uh, my good friend called me because I also had the problems with stuff like that in the past, and my response my response was that I have to go to talk with that people, and I'm very happy that they were listening me and asking questions about my private life, about my problems in the past, about drugs and stuff like that, and my sports way. So I think I will go again next month in June when the new group of the patients come. I hope so that they will also gonna listen to me and asking me questions like the previous group. And I'm very happy to do things like that. And listen, I have if I helped only one of them to be normal, I saved the world. No, that is big step for them. It's not easy to be drug addict, gambling addict, alcohol addict. In past I also had problems with drugs, and now I'm only in sports. I have a family, nice family, and I'm very happy with my life and how it's going.
Well, it's awesome to hear, man. It's cool you're using your platform for something like that. And like you said, if you can ultimately help one person, that's such a massive sort of change. And I think you'd be a good example just because you came from those experiences. And just like you said, even beyond the accomplishments in combat sports, just like you've got a family you're looking out for now. And just, yeah, that's great to hear, man. I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, cool. You're looking to do more of that as well. But I also do want to be mindful of your time, Marco. I'm sure I could ask you a ton of questions, but I want to be considerate to the rest of what you're getting up to. So is there
No,
maybe
if you want to ask me, I have time. Kad je ručak za koliko? My girlfriend said that I have time. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, it's just yeah, it's been
She's
an int
making lunch. She's making my meals, and because of her, my shape of my body is in the best ever.
I was gonna say, yeah, you mentioned like you were in the best shape of your career earlier. Like how much of that is from like dialing in the nutrition and having that part of it?
Listen, in the past, I always eat like kebabs and McDonald's. I also eat that today, but maybe once per week. Now, Carla made my nutrition. We eat chicken. I think I will become a chicken soon. Uh, and believe me, when I come up on the way in, everybody's gonna be shocked how in great shape I am, and I'm very satisfied with that. I believe me, I am now. I'm now 34 years in December. I never look better in my life,
Yeah, I was gonna say that
and
must
healthier
be.
and healthier and healthier. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no worries. I mean, that's the most paramount thing, right? Like that's like a long-term thing you can carry like even beyond like whenever you decide to, not fight anymore. Like obviously we hope to see you many more fights ahead, but just to say it's like a broader like life consideration as opposed to just like something for your athletic career, right?
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna fight maybe 2 3 years more, and then I will stop because when I was younger, one guy told me when I get 30 years, that my body is gonna be lesser. How do I say that? It's gonna be lesser in kako se kaže oporaviti? Wait. It will be harder to regenerate. It's going to be harder to regenerate, and after 30, and I was smile on that, and now I see this is the real. When you are older, it's harder to regenerate your body and losing and cut weight and stuff like that. So maybe 2-3 years, 36, 37, and that's it.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Like, is your focus to do something like entirely outside combat sports at that point, or would you maybe go into like being a coach or training other
No, no,
fighters? Or
my dream when I was a kid and I started with martial arts was to be one day world champion. Now, I am 6-time world champion, and I want to open my gym because I want to help young people who have problems like I had in my adolescence and stuff like that. They come to gym and they don't turn to criminals and stuff like that. My girlfriend is in fitness like 15, 20 years. Also, she's not competitive, but she's training for herself. But she has like more knowledge than 90% of these so-called bodybuilders, you know. And I think if we make to open our gym, it's gonna be big boom, and we will have a big business, more lot of business.
yeah, I love that, man.
That is the plan for future after fights.
Yeah, it's a great plan. I actually feel like I've heard you say that in some other interviews as well. So that would be great. I mean, you have experience in so many martial arts, so I'm sure you could teach people so many things. But like you're saying, also like more of like a get people out of a bad situation kind of thing, also.
Yeah, because boxing is the best for you have like a stressful day at school, you come to boxing gym, hit the bag, hit the bag. You have a bad day at work, hit the bag. Come to gym, hit the bag, you know. And I think that is the best the people can do for themselves. The boxing for recreation is the best thing in the world.
Yeah, it's so great, man. I mean, perfectly said. Definitely something a lot of people can get some great things out of for sure. But yeah, it's been great getting to talk to you, man. I always appreciate chatting ahead of these fights. But just curious if maybe you had a final parting thought you wanted to add as we were kind of wrapping up, though, Marko.
I don't know. I told everything. If you want to ask me something else, ask me. If not, that's it, man.
Well, great getting to chat as always, man. I feel like you've got a great mind for the game and always enjoy watching you fight. And this BKB 38 fight fits nicely within that. The vacant light heavyweight championship will be decided. And cool that it's a champ versus champ fight against Kevin Greenwood. So thanks so much for taking the time to chat ahead of BKB 38. And just, yeah, hopefully you have a good rest of your day, man. And looking forward to checking out the fight when it goes down as well.
Thank you for inviting me.